witchcraft too. Ooh, ooh, I got you. You be giving me the witchcraft too. Ooh.
Don't say I'm stressed. Say my body is preparing me to rise from this challenge. This reframes stress into energy, turning cortisol into courage. Don't say I have to do this. Say I get to do this. This shifts the brain from pressure to gratitude, increasing motivation. Don't say I'll try. Say I commit. Try signals doubt, but commit programs the subconscious for a follow-through. Don't say I'm bad at this. Say, I'm still learning this. Your brain loves growth. This rewires failure into progress. Don't say, I don't have time. Say, it's not my priority. This brutal truth exposes what you truly value. Don't say, that's just who I am. Say, that's who I've been, but not who I must stay. Identity is flexible. This creates mental freedom. Don't say, this always happens to me. Say, what can I learn from it this time? This stops victimhood and activates problem-solving mode. Don't say I don't know. Say I don't know yet. This adds growth mindset, tricking the brain to search for answers. Don't say I'm nervous. Say I'm excited. The brain cannot tell the difference. You control the framing. Don't say it's impossible. Say it hasn't been done by me yet. This opens possibility and dissolves mental barriers. Don't say, I can't do this. Say, how can I do this? Asking questions activates problem-solving circuits. Don't say I failed. Say, I've discovered one way it doesn't work. This resets failure into data. Don't say I'm stuck. Say I'm pausing to reset. This turns paralysis into preparation, reducing anxiety. Don't say they lucky. Say they created opportunities. This shifts envy into responsibility and empowerment. Don't say I wish, say I will. Wish signals helplessness. Will directs action. Don't say I'm overwhelmed. Say I'm prioritizing. This gives the mind order instead of chaos. Don't say this is hard. Say this is stretching me. This frames difficulty as growth, not as punishment. Don't say I don't belong here. Say I'm learning to belong here. This destroys imposter syndrome with progression language. Don't say why me, say why not me. This turns suffering into strength, unlocking resilience. Do not say I've lost everything. Say, now I have the space to build better. This transforms despair into renewal, psychology of rebirth. So, just keep that in mind.
If your God was so powerful, you wouldn't have to chase people down in parking lots to prove it. And if your path is so divine, it would speak for itself instead of screaming through others. And if your religion truly brought peace, it wouldn't be tied to every single empire, war, and genocide since its invention. You Christians are always coming into somebody else's profile in their comment section and attacking them when nobody was ever talking to you in the first place. But let me tell you something, you got the one and the two, because you're never going to fearmonger me into your beliefs. I don't need your God to be good. I don't need your book to be wise. I don't need your fear to be protected. Fallen angels is your mythology, but where the confusion comes in is that you're assuming that everyone else's deities and beliefs and religions have to answer to your cosmology. Orisha and Loa aren't fallen from anything. They were never a part of your biblical storyline to begin with. Calling indigenous deities little while quoting a book full of angels mating with humans that's mating giants is peak protection. And if we gonna be 100% real with it, what you doing quoting the book of Enoch anyway? Wasn't it removed from your Bible? Don't nobody want Jesus to come back more than I do for y'all, because I promise you the Jesus that y'all keep saying that y'all worship wouldn't even mess with y'all, because the way my logic, critical thinking, and reading comprehension skills are set up from reading that Bible, Jesus ate with outcasts, not empire puppets, and he challenged religious leaders, not co-signed them. Jesus said you will know them by their fruits, not church attendance. And he never once said go forth and harass strangers at the grocery store until they cry. And the thing is, I don't have a problem with Christianity or Christians, but the difference between me and you is that I'm against bullying and forced conversion, and I don't ever need to prove or convince you to believe in what I believe. And it's a shame that y'all don't feel the same way.
So when you say in the Lord's name or in Jesus' name, You accepting whoever you believe Jesus to be to rule over you. But little to your ignorance do you know, Jesus is actually a goddamn demon who exists on another entity. And they're using religions to recycle the souls so that you never leave this plane and the entities are feeding off you. Now this is the last cycle where the souls are going to be recycled and the ancestors are going to give you a chance to save yourself, or what you call as reincarnation. After this, there will be no more reincarnation going into the next dimension. You will literally cease to exist, or you will go with whoever you've been worshiping. So when you get to worshiping the devil, Jesus, and you keep calling upon Jesus, when you meet him, don't be surprised. So when this demonic entity presents itself to you and you go with him to the nether realm, you're going to be like, damn, you're not Jesus. And he's going to be like, yes, I am. I'm the one you've been calling upon, because you're worshiping this demonic ass religion which promotes slavery and all other things that Caucasians have devised in order to enslave you.
This is on the wall of Jerusalem. For all you Christian who are black Christian who have eyes and cannot see. They have baby Jesus black, Joseph the father black, Mary the mother black, the wise men dark skin, the angel dark skin, and the wall in Jerusalem, man. You understand me? Black people read and research. Black people read and research. Right? Look at this. This is Peter. They even have Peter on the wall as a black man. See? We can't make this thing up. Shalom, shalom. So if you can see, the main room where they used to have the black pictures, they closed. You understand me? They said that room is closed. So we're walking at the side still. So we see down a portrait here of Peter. Right? And for some reason they're drawing the Illuminati symbol with a Bible with a cross on it. So at least they have it in color. Right? But the one I want to show you is, and all this is from the book that Putin opened, the Russian icon. This one here. And this is for you Christians, man, that lack knowledge, man. This is in Jerusalem. This is what they have. They show you Joseph, a black man, Mary, a black woman, and baby Jesus, a black baby, man. This is what they show you, right? And all you so-called Christians, you is naive to this. Because here we go on the wall in Jerusalem, right? Put it on it. On the wall in Jerusalem, and even the angels they have in the heavens, the wise men and horses, everybody they have dark skin. And this is what Russia, this one doesn't work. And this is what Putin spoken. And Putin will show you that Christ is a black man. And you come into Jerusalem and you see the so-called imposters, the so-called bastard, even they knew it. And look at the way they put it. Shine the camera out the room. It's in a desolate part. The main part where they used to keep it, what happened? They close it. You understand me? So see again, they show you Jesus' father, Joseph, black man, Mary, mother, black woman, baby Jesus, black. So if all of this is true, whence cometh the white one? So pause it, we're going.
There ain't no way to pray and wipe away your sins, because ain't no such thing as a sin, right? You either in line with the universe or you not. I gotta change my environment, right? And everything go change, right? They think they can't do something new in the same situation, but that's what it's about, right? You got to pass that first, because like until you do, it's gonna keep following you and following you and following you. There's no way to like go ahead of it, right? So you may think you're in a fucked up situation now, and if you get in a better situation, you'll feel better. Now it'll be the same you, right? So what you gotta understand is it ain't the situation, it's always you, right? So whatever you in, you gotta look at it like better, right? And once you start looking at it better, it's gonna get better. Because the universe kind of like reflect what you are and not what you want. A fool and his money will surely part, right? That means if you got a broke spirit, you broke no matter how much money you got. It ain't the money. And a lot of y'all look at money wrong anyway. The wealthy don't look at money like, I got 5,000, I got 10,000. They look at their cash flow. Look at their cash flow. That's it. They never really touch the principle. Don't work too hard on changing the situations. Once something manifests, it's already manifested. You can't change it. The only way to change it is to change yourself. Whatever you fear project, life is like that, right? So whatever thoughts are in your mind, it reflect in your world. And the only way to control what in your world is to control your mind, right? There's a lot of people in the world that think they can change shit physically. But that's kind of shit they teach. They tell you the world was matter. But when you understand that shit don't matter because the world, the scientists already proved it, your brain depict your reality. So whatever you think come, it's just bottom line. So whatever's the thoughts in your head, whatever thoughts is mainly in your head, it's what come out in the reality, right? And people got to understand that. I used to try to change shit, but it's really nothing to change until I change myself, right? Because it all came from me. But a lot of people think it come from other people, but it come from your deepest fears. That's why Jesus said don't fear shit. Because whatever you fear, you're going to see over and over again until you learn not to fear it. And that's how life goes. Congratulations, you passed.
Santa Claus is thus the giver of the supreme gift in the human body, the oil for the perpetual lamp, the gold of Ophir, the quintessence of richness. Santa Claus brings his gifts when the Christ Mass is celebrated. What's the Christ? The Greek characters that stand for Christ are XPI, and the word itself, Christ, means oil in Greek. Where does Greek derive from? Greek derives from Proto-Semitic, ancient Moabite Canaanite script, Moorish languages, aka the Meta-Nectar, aka the script that English, Latin, Greek, Roman languages, they all derive from us. The seed is the bread of life, and when anointed with oil, christened and crucified, become the Christ Mass. You get it? Christmas, Christ Mass, the bread eaten in the Father's kingdom. Thus, we now clearly understand the meaning of Santa Claus and his Christmas visit with gifts to the children. The quintessence of richness is the Christ oil that comes up and comes down through the spinal column in the glandular activation of the system of the body. Bing fucking bong. That's Santa Claus. So Santa Claus, if you ask, yeah, Santa Claus is real. If you're physiologically speaking, Santa Claus is real. You ain't in tune with this right here yet? Get in tune.
We're in the part of the movie right before the destruction that causes a new life to be built or rebirthed or reborn or reestablished and reset. The part in the movie where everybody is continuing on with working and paying bills, but we're all looking at each other like, so when this shit gonna pop off? Because we collectively, those who know, we are collectively looking around like, so what's next? So if you look at this TV show we're all existing within, for the past 400 years, it's been the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Even with modern day slavery, because everybody in this bitch is enslaved at this point. Because everybody's working to pick cotton. Everybody's working to make some money. Okay? And the physical paper, as we know, is made out of about 70 to 75% cotton. So technically, everybody's picking cotton. The rich don't want to get out there in the field, so what they do is piggyback off of the ones that don't mind getting in the field, even though they don't want to be in the field either. We are literally in that part in the movie where it's quiet, but loud at the same fucking time. And we're all looking at each other like, y'all know this, what's up? Like, what we gonna do? Because all the seasons and episodes is looking the same, and this shit getting real drugged out, you know what I'm saying? It's played out. You feel me? But it's interesting to see that even after the retrograde, it brought through the energies of Not only self-reflection, but just reflection in whole, where you can't run away from what it is that you were supposed to see. Like it feels like we're all waiting on something. We're waiting on that rebirth, that reset, that start over.
Listen, family, here's another reason why you shouldn't even be trying to wake people up. When they say that a person wakes up on their own time when they're ready, there's a deeper meaning behind this. You got to understand, the themes of your life was already planned out. Some people, they're not meant to wake up. That is not what their higher self wants for them. Think about it like this. Really put into perspective. Let's say you and a bunch of beings say, all right, we're going to incarnate into this world as this species. And some of y'all say, I want to go through a path of enlightenment. Then some say, I want to be a professional tennis player. One being says, I want to be a chef and have a family. Like my whole point is, not every being wants to wake up. And some people may think, well, why wouldn't they? Some souls just want to live out their lives the way it was meant to be lived out. They will wake up eventually. It might not be this lifetime. If you have woken up in this lifetime, you are an old soul. Listen, and most people really don't understand what that means. There's a misconception of the meaning old soul. I promise you, if you are a conscious being, you are an old soul. There are things that you need to go through in the physical experience, and that usually takes lifetimes before your soul is even thinking of the idea of you walking on this path. At least in this time and age, in this realm that we're currently in. Because here's the thing about time. You know what? I'm going to save that for another video. We ain't even going to talk about the concept of time. But it is very simple. And I'm going to use a quote that I had said once before. If I set my alarm clock at 9 a.m. and you set your alarm clock at 7 a.m. and before I went to bed, I said like, yo, I don't want to wake up before 9 a.m. by any means necessary. Like 9 a.m. is the time I want to wake up. That's it. That's what I want. Then when your alarm goes off at 7 a.m., but this is the thing, you didn't know that my alarm was set for 9 a.m. You didn't know like that's the time I wanted to wake up and that's it. So when you wake up at 7 a.m. and you're amazed at what your eyes are seeing, you're just so happy to be awake. And then you see someone who's sleeping, you're like, oh my God, I got to wake them up too. They got to experience this as well. But it's 7 a.m. Your alarm was set for 7 a.m. I wanted to wake up at 9. If you come waking me up at 7 before my alarm, what is the natural reaction? It's not going to be a positive one. I'm probably not going to be open to you. I'm probably going to go back to sleep.
Hey, my babies, real quick. My father taught me a long time ago that like means nothing when it includes the omission of respect. Crash out on that bitch. Cuss that motherfucker out. Some of y'all are inching your way out of your people-pleasing era. Your graduation will be to crash out on that bitch. I ain't saying do nothing that's gonna land you in prison, right? Because we too cute for jail, and that particular shade of orange is not your color. But cuss that motherfucker out. Let me tell you something. I had a friend last week that made the mistake of calling me while I was driving. Y'all know how my psychic powers get to psychic powering when I am behind the wheel. She was calling me up about a situation with this particular person, and I told her, I said, you still ain't cussed that motherfucker out yet, have you? Now keep in mind, she has been nursing a itchy and off and on sore throat for about the last month or so. She's been doing the teas and all of those things. She has gone to urgent care. She is negative for everything. And I instantly knew that her throat was blocked. And as if on cue by the great mother herself, guess who calls while we're on the phone? And she said, girl, this them now. I'm gonna have to call you back. I said, bitch, you not calling me back. I said, you gonna click over. You gonna tell that motherfucker exactly what you need to tell them. Cuss his ass up one side and down the other, and then click back over and let me know how it went. She clicks over. It's about 5 minutes that she's on the other line. I'm again in my car. I forgot I was on the phone. I hear her voice come back through my Bluetooth, and it is unrecognizable. It took me a second to register that it was her. Her throat cleared instantly. Cuss that motherfucker out. And before y'all start with that, oh, what if they an elder? Girl, fuck them elders, because I'm so tired of people using that elder shit as an excuse when in fact it actually makes things worse, because an elder of all people should know more than anybody that you do not get to disrespect people and have your ass kissed in return. Cuss that motherfucker out. Cuss that motherfucker out. Like doesn't mean anything. Some people only like you because they know that they get to treat you any old kind of way and you not gonna do shit. Some people only like you because you could be their emotional punching bag and you ain't gonna do shit. Some people know and like you because they know that they can breadcrumb you and you not gonna set a goddamn boundary. Some people only like you because they know that they get to disrespect you. Cuss that bitch out. Crash out. Crash fuck out on that motherfucker. See, y'all need to understand something. Sometimes not cussing a motherfucker out, not only does it block your throat, but you're actually breaking universal law. Sometimes the matching of energy is required. Balance is a universal law. It is a pillar upon which creation itself stands. And so sometimes the disrespect of you needs to be met with you crashing the fuck out. They're gonna take it as disrespect, but in actuality, it is correction. Sometimes the matching of energy is required because sometimes a bitch just need the shock value of you cussing their ass up one side and down the motherfucking other. But I bet you they'll never do it again. Baby, it's people that'll probably tell you that they hate my motherfucking guts, but guess what? They know not to try me because they've already learned the hard way not to. That's what respect do. You cannot sit up here and allow the cosmos to be off balance by you not matching energy and then wonder why the fuck you got imbalance in your life. Crash out on that bitch. If you needed a sign, bitch, ain't gonna be no signier sign than this. Cuss that motherfucker out. I bet you'll feel better. And baby, what Jeannie say? You ain't never had a friend like me because I am way too comfortable in my duality. Yes, I am more than happy to be your voice of reason, but I'm equally comfortable being your voice of fucking mayhem because sometimes a crystal and some conjure oil and a dress candle won't do, bitch. I will gladly hand you the gas can and the motherfucking matches so you could burn that goddamn bridge, and I'ma light a goddamn black and mild off the motherfucking flames for you. Crash out on that bitch. Crash out on that bitch and watch changes start to happen in your life for the better. Motherfuckers don't have to like you, but they do need to respect you. I don't like... Again, like means nothing when it includes the omission of respect. And sometimes you got to crash out on a motherfucker to make them respect you and know never to do that shit again. Crash out on that bitch. I don't think I need to say it damn another time. You got it.
Lizzo really gonna sit here and try to tell us that the reason that the music ain't musicking is because of the algorithm. As if we forgot about what happened with Drake last year. As if we forgot about Tom Hanks. As if we don't know who you guys really are now. As if you forgot about your own allegations. We don't care. You guys signed a 360 deal. You guys are signed to the beast. What do you not understand? Hip hop has already reached a peak. I was back in early 2000s, up to 2016. 2016 was it. That was it. The last bit of good, decent artists was SoundCloud rappers. But we found out. We found out that you guys have been hypnotizing us and mind controlling us through the music. We found out that y'all been casting spells and curses on us. The truth has been revealed. This is Revelations. Revelations means to be revealed. We see it now. You guys are doing Shwaytanic stuff. Okay? And we found out that the Met Gala ain't nothing but a Shwaytanic initiation. I don't understand if you understand the times that we are in, but you need to take a look around, or you need to ask one of your family members, right, who's still down here in the trenches with us. But we do not care about celebrities anymore. We know who you guys are. We know what energies y'all be trying to channel. We know who you work for. We know what agendas that y'all will put in place to fulfill. Lizzo, we know that you a big girl, so we know that they was trying to get you to use your vessel to continue to push gluttony out here. That's just what it was. We already know that. It's a deadly sin. Right? Everybody got their job. Everybody got their position when it comes to the industry. And then we got Offset and JID. Let the bodies hit the floor. Y'all still coming out with H-Tanic music. I don't understand. So it has nothing to do with the algorithm. It has to do with the fact that people are waking up. The audience that you're trying to go after, the millennials and Gen Z, baby, we are awakened. We seeing what it is for what it is. The revolution will not be televised, and it's currently going on. That's why you ain't making no sales, baby. That's just what it is. And then you got Lotto and you got Ice Spice come together, and they talking about some yacht. You're still talking about your womanly parts? Still trying to push to my little cousins who's in high school right now how to honor their gyat? You pushing lust. That's what you pushing. Them girls right there gonna have people out here burning. Them girls out here are gonna have girls getting abortions. Them girls out here gonna have people getting pregnant. Them girls out here gonna have people getting soul ties out here, unwanted soul ties. Keep talking about things that should be sacred. I was blind back then, but now I can see. Amazing Grace. Y'all not understanding that song was about us waking up. None of y'all's writing music about, you know, high vibrational stuff. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the... Like, after everything that had happened with Astroworld, and you still talking about some letting bodies hit the floor? Ice Spice had to lose all that weight and gain it all back. She had to go through a humiliation ritual. Aleister Crowley, she had to learn how to defile herself for some riches to make it to the next level. And what level is that? To still talk about butts? Still talk about your cootie cat? Still talk about how you need a nigga to trick on you? What about getting a man that's vibrated high? What about getting a man that's gonna get you out there to teach you how to garden? What about getting a man that's gonna help you and get you to tap back in to learn your rights and get you to read books and how to make a home cooked meal? But everybody has their position in Hollywood, and we understand that now. At least I do. What the scriptures say, for those who have ears, let them hear. And hear this. Ain't gonna be no celebrities. That's over and done with. Y'all need to hang it up. Find another talent. Find another hobby. Right? Find out what you could do for the community. Specifically, your community. The chosen people. We're not sitting around waiting for people to drop music no more. That shit is over and done with. That's over and done with. Figure out how to help us get free. Right? Right? It's just not working. It's just not working anymore. You need to break that contract with that beast.
A lot of y'all seen this movie called The Spartans, 300. Okay? I want to go through some pages here. It's by Frank Miller. You got to get the one by Frank Miller. Now, a lot of y'all know about this guy right here who played the Spartans. He played a good show. It was pretty good. But now we're going to see. This book that I got here, by the way, I bought this 4 years before the movie 300 even came out. And I was surprised at the images that he used in here, but I never put it together until the movie came out. So some more images of Leonidas right here. Let's go through this book and see how Frank Miller drew the Spartans and so why he drew them like this. As you see, you can see the braids right here of the Spartan warriors. You can see the L on the shield. All right? Look at this guy, another Spartan warrior. Look, that's a black man right there, you see? Look at the guy got curly hair right there. Some had braids, some had twists, some had curly hair. Look at this right here. Look at the L. We're going to go into what this L means later on. And who was this? Let's go up here. Sacred Sparta. Okay? It was also called Laconia. All right? So we just go through a couple pages in this book. Here is, remember the story about the kid? Leonidas, when he was a young kid, fighting the wolf. Notice he's a black man. So they got him brown skin here. Right here, another picture of him as a child. This is in the graphic novel of the boy. Here's some more Spartan warriors here. Get a picture of that. That's clearly a black man. Here's your Spartan brother. Look at this guy right here. That could be a West Indian, that could be a Haitian. This Spartan right here. Okay? This is out of the book 300. How come the movie wasn't done like this? Okay? Let's go through some more pictures here. Alright? More black pictures. You skim through here. Black people, look at this. Look at this sister right here. Black folks. Clearly see their brown skin. Okay? Let's do some more brown skin pictures. Look at this right here. Picture that. Brown skinned brothers. Look at this brother. He look kind of Indian and Hispanic. These are Spartans, not white folks. Okay, let's go through some more here. Notice you keep seeing this L pop up on the shield. We're going to go into what that means. Okay, look at this right here. Get a picture of that. That's a black man right there. Look at that face. See? Mm-hmm. Now here's, remember this king? The Persian king? Darius? Now he was brown, he was all right, but now he's even blacker here in the movie. In the movie, he looked like he could be an Indian or something. You know, but the Persians were Indian-looking people, but some of them look like that. And he's showing them as a black man. You see, he was a Persian king. Here you go over here. Black man. And he showed you this in the movie though, that the Spartans were black people. But I'm gonna show you, Frank Miller knew something. And what it is, the history shows that the Spartans were dark-skinned people. They weren't white people like they portrayed them. Here's a boy again. Notice his leg is brown. He's showing him brown. He's clearly showing that this wasn't no pale white boy how they show you in the movie. Okay.
Nobody talks about waking up in the Matrix and then still having to deal and live inside the Matrix while believing and knowing that all of it is fake. And I'm not gonna lie, that's been one of the hardest freaking things on this journey, on this spiritual awakening and this awakening that I've been going on for the last 5 years. My health, my mental, my spiritual, everything. And it's really taxing on the system when you realize everything is fake, from the TV to the politicians, to the jobs, to the money, to the power, to the government, to literally everything that's out there. It's all fake, and it's all a system rigged against us, and it's all fake. The medicine, the agriculture, the school system, literally everything is all fake. But the problem is when you wake up inside the Matrix and you understand that everything is all fake, you realize that it's all so fake and it goes so deep that you cannot still avoid it. You still have to be in the Matrix and apply and be inside of it, knowing that it's fake. Because here's the thing, you still got responsibilities, you still got bills, you still got kids to pay, you still got kids to raise, you still got food to get, you still got to do all the regular things that everybody else still has to do while knowing that it's all fake. So I don't know if you're going through this like I am, but if you are, you understand how difficult this part is to know that you have a higher soul, you have a higher power, you are part of a higher power, and you're here in this simulation or artificial matrix or whatever this thing is, and you have to participate it because you're in it and it stretches so deeply that you can't just step out of it because you just can't do that. I mean, I guess you could go live by yourself in isolation, you know, out in the woods or up on a mountain or something, but that's not real life. And it's such a really weird spot to be, because like literally everything that you knew and loved and was literally like crumbles right in front of you. But then you realize that you still have to participate in the thing that you know right now is not real. And it's very difficult on my soul to do that. So if this is happening to you and you're going through this too, just know you're not alone. There's others out there like you.
This symbol right here, this S, is the greatest evidence that we live in a simulation. Now, people have been drawing this in school since they were children, since the 70s, probably even before that. I remember drawing this symbol constantly, and I never knew why, I just always used to draw it. Well, I was told that this is the logo for the company that runs the simulation. Now, I know this sounds crazy, but why would all of us draw this subconsciously? Intuitively almost. It's almost as if this symbol was implanted into our subconscious mind. And I never thought about this until someone told me, and it blew my mind. You guys remember drawing this symbol a whole lot in school? Is this sounding crazy, or is this kind of making sense to you? Because it made sense to me. Let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. Peace and love.